the incident in Dallas and then the one in Baton Rouge. Just as a police, I guess, have you talked to your people about these things, and how, when these incidents occur, how do you guys kind of prepare? Do you talk about it, or is this just isolated?
No, we talk about it. Our officers talk amongst themselves about it. In fact, I spoke with several officers this morning, about the Baton Rouge incident and how this was a 911 call that was a setup type of 911 call where this person, as the officer responding, opened fire on the officers in a attempt to kill police officers. I mean, that was the main source of the call. That's what the suspect wanted to do. He was successful in that. As police officers, it hurts deeply that happens to our fellow brothers around the country. We take it very seriously. It affects us all, especially knowing what the families of those officers are going through at this time. It really is it's really sad. It's really sad that we're having this happen in our country at this time.
When you said you talk with your officers and they're talking about, what are your officers talking about? What is the concerns? What are things they ask about or bring up?
They're speaking this morning, their concern is, that it can happen here. And just to be more alert. Our officers are great officers. They try to do the job the best they can. Sometimes we do get kind of laid back a little bit in responding to the same type of calls, or same routine of going to the same place all the time, driving in the same area at certain times. And we try to remind our officers that don't be routine in your daily activities, whether it's driving to work or going home from work, whether it's certain patrols, you patrol certain areas during certain times of the day or whatever. Try to change that up a little bit. But again, we have to respond to calls. Our officers don't have a choice. We get a 911 emergency call that someone's hurt, or a break-in or a bank robbery, whatever. We have to respond, and our officers want to respond. And what these killings have done is brought the police communities closer together, and we're all nationwide, one big brotherhood. So.
And how does that make you feel to know that officers are being ambushed or targeted?
It's sickening to me. My heart's broken because of it. Honestly, it's difficult to sleep. Because this is happening to people who are out there trying to protect other people. The officers in Dallas, it's caught on camera. These officers were protecting citizens of Dallas when they were getting shot. And just like the officers in Baton Rouge, they responded to a person with a gun. That's their job. They don't turn away from it. They don't avoid it. They responded to it. Were ambushed, but officers tomorrow will do the same thing. They'll respond to a call. They'll respond to a call for service. They won't turn their backs on the citizens of this country.
And it's one thing. Police work, as we know, it's dangerous anyway, and you always know that anytime you go to work, it could, something could happen. It could be your last day. But the fact that it's a different level when usually you get into a situation that escalates and then the danger happens. But this is targeted.
This is targeted. I know our officers, on any call, it's officer presence is the first thing that you see. And it can go from officer presence to deadly force in a matter of seconds. Or you can do the steps. These are people, though, that are bent to do one thing, and that's to kill police officers. We respond to citizens that are in turmoil and stuff and want the officers to kill them. There's officers, induce suicides and stuff like that. We've dealt with them. But this is something different also. Again, like the Dallas police, he said, these people don't want to negotiate with us. You can't negotiate with them. You can't, if they're trapped. They want to kill police officers. They don't want to get away or anything. They just want to kill police officers. So negotiations really don't work very well with them. Again, the responding officers were able to end the threat.
But at a loss.
In Baton Rouge also, so and that came rather quickly, so no other citizens were in danger. But it's just it's a hard time for law enforcement in this country.
How is it impacting officers here? Have you heard of your officers being scared?
No, not scared. I think, again, like I just said, I think it brings them closer together. I think the officers are more diligent. They'll be more alert. And speaking with some of the officers I spoke with this morning, that was their comments. I mean, it's, you know, we hope it doesn't stop people from wanting to be police officers. I think there should be a rallying call for more people to become police officers to help the citizens. I mean, it's a tough time, but it's a time where officers are coming together.
Do you think anyone like nationally should change protocol of like maybe you should wear certain things or
You know,
when you go out on calls now?
you can't, you know, this is a very small minority that are targeting police officers, so you can't go out there and respond to calls of tanks.